Oh, we got a fish on. We got a fish on, baby. Woo! He on. Hooked up. Oh, more drag. Heck yeah. Oh, he's peeling. All right. Let's see what we got here. Welcome to today's episode of Top Knox Fishing. This is your host, Mark Cooper. We're going to be doing something a little bit different on this trip that you guys have highly requested. A shore fishing trip for catfish and striped bass. Today we'll be venturing to Kingston Steam Plant just outside of Knoxville, Tennessee on the upper end of Watts Bar Lake. This is the location of the giant coal ash spill that happened in the not so distant past. It had a huge effect on the environment in the area and took many years to clean up, but thankfully the ecosystem in the area has rebounded and there is great fishing to be had for everyone. Come along with me as I show you some tips and pointers to help catch more catfish and even striped bass from the bank. Well, good morning, y'all. This is your host, Mark Cooper with Top Knox Fishing, and as highly requested, we will be doing a bank fishing video today for catfish and stripers here in beautiful East Tennessee. Now, you guys are probably familiar, or a lot of you are familiar with where I'm at right here. This is Kingston Steam Plant here in Kingston, Tennessee. And this is the place where that giant coal ash spill happened about 10 years ago or something like that, where it really put a hamper on the entire ecosystem here and the surrounding area, but it has rebounded very well. Now, steam plants are an excellent place to fish when the water gets cold and they're pumping out warm water. Now, since that coal ash spill and since EPA regulations and whatnot, they don't push as much hot water here as they used to. However, it is still a good place for constant current source when they're pumping, and sometimes it'll be pushing out a few degree warmer water, which will push those fish in. The bait, especially threadfin shad, skipjack, and stuff like that, want to be in this warm water, and then the big fish like catfish and stripers will follow in here after them, or they're just in here for the current, because this channel that's pushing out current goes out to the main lake right there. So fish that are in the main channel out there that may not have current out there can feel that and know what's happening and move back in here. So today I'm going to try to catch some skipjack. We'll see if there's any in here, and I'm going to catfish back in the back next to the boils, which I'll show you here in a second. My friend Casey with Mad Catter's Guide Service is going to come in here in a little bit once he gets off the road. And the reason why we're bank fishing today is because I broke my trolling motor and he bent the shaft on his 300 horsepower Suzuki below Watts Bar Dam on a rock the other day. So we are bank bound while both of our boats are in the shop. This place is, when I was in college, where I caught the world record skipjack right here. We actually caught two over it that day, and William, who you've seen in other videos, hooked one that was about 5 pounds and broke it off right there. And this was when we had those giant ice storms about 5 or 6 years ago here in Knoxville. And we had 6, 7, 8 inches of snow. Everything was ice covered. And William just put the Tacoma in 4-wheel drive, and we were the only people out here. We caught like 200 skipjack, a bunch of big stripers, catfish, just everything. But that was before I started filming YouTube stuff, when we were just out learning how to fish and having a good time. Now we're out here filming. I have no idea if this water's warm or what's here, but I'm bank bound, and steam plants, while they're still a thing for the next couple of years, are a great place to fish from the bank if you have access to them. And this is just an easy place for me to come in here and film a cool video real quick before I got to go back to work for the rest of the week. I work in sales, and this week is Black Friday, so the next few weeks for me are just going to be insanely busy. So I'm trying to get as much fish-in time and R&R time in as I can while I have the time to do it. You know, the old saying, make hay while the sun shines. Well, that's what I got to do when I got to work, so I could come out here and fish more often. But I'm going to start hauling all this junk back into the back of the plant here, and we're going to try to catch some skipjack. I've got a few on ice that I caught earlier in the week, and after that we're going to throw some anchor or rod holder rods out in the boil area, and then I'm actually going to bump back in here. I think there's enough flow. I've never done that back in here, but I think we've got enough flow for me to bump with maybe an ounce to half an ounce of weight and move it down this channel here. But that's what you can expect in this episode of Top Knox Fishing. I think we're going to catch some blue cat, maybe a channel, something like that. And there's always a chance for a striper or a gar, or, you know, really anything. I actually brought my big swim bait box, or my striper and musky gear, and a rod to throw stuff for that as well. So I'm just gonna kind of play it by ear and spend the day here and see what we can pull out. You know me, guys, and I always come prepared or over prepared. We just loaded up in here. I brought 8 rods. I bought a big giant thing full of about $1,000 worth of baits probably. We got a cooler, some skipjack, we got our bait stuff, we got camera. I brought the drone, but I can't fly it here. Well, I might go somewhere else and do that. We got that, cooler full of food, and we got all the rods in the world. So I'm gonna get after it to get the hoofing all this stuff in here, because Casey ain't here yet, and I'm gonna carry all this junk back in there and see if I can catch some bait before he gets here. Okay, we're gonna get to hoofing it now. This is the not fun part. Oh, buddy. I don't miss this part of shore fishing. I used to walk. I would find places where other people wouldn't want to walk in because it was so far, but you'd be able to cast a deeper water where you gotta walk about half a mile back in the day. And that's just what you got to do. You got to get away from where other people are going to go. You got to put the extra work in, bring the gear if you got it. If you don't, bring what you got and go where the fish are at, even if that means 4 to 5 times the effort on the front end. Because other people, or most people, ain't gonna do it. And if you do it, you're gonna reap the rewards of it. There's the steam plant right there. And here are the outputs from where they suck the water out of the emery, run it through their plant, create the steam, goes through a scrubber and sometimes a cooling system to cool it off a little bit, the water they put out, and then bam. Back in the day, before I started fishing, they used to pump 70+ degree water out of here all winter. So it was just wild. It's a little bit different now. It's not nearly as much, but you can still get on some fish. And we're gonna go do that today. Oop, if I don't break a rod. I need to do that. And they've even got little rod holders they welded into the railing here for you to put your rods in. Here we are, the humble abode of the fish. Okay, now we just gotta get the net and the weight box. We have made it down here. Now the first thing on the agenda is trying to catch some fresh bait here next to these boils. It's similar to a dam where it pumps it out and shoots the current. So you've got some current seams over there, current seams in between the boils. Off to the left there's a little eddy, and we've got sabiki rigs and Foley spoons. And we're gonna start up here. If we don't catch any up this way, we'll move our way down the channel there. But I'm probably gonna throw a couple of cut baits out first, just so I have something soaking of the old bait I have, because you never know when a pig is going to roll through. Ammo tin weight box, baby. It's a way to go. We'll be using an assortment of Big Cat Fever rods today. Stick them here in the holder. I wish they made them a little bit longer. That kind of wigs me out a little bit, but we're just going to send her and see what happens. I'm going to be throwing 8 ounces in here just because there's a lot of flow, and I want these baits to stick where I put them. And these disc sinkers, they don't really roll because they're flat, and man, when they hit, they stuck, especially when they're 8 ounces. I'm usually a fan of going a little bit heavier on your sinker just so you can control your bait placement when that's necessary. because if you're fishing an area where you want your bait to sit exactly where you put it, a little bit of a heavier weight, especially if there's flow or a lot of wind, will help you do that. And sometimes accuracy is very, very important. Poor cooler's seen better days. We got us some skipjack in here. We'll grab us one. These guys have been on ice for about a week, so they're not the freshest things in the world, but they'll cut up. Once that happens, that stomach right here where their stomach is at, the acid will break through their lining, and then it'll start rotting the bottom out of this. You can see how fragile that is. So I really want to catch some fresh bait, but this is all I have right now, so that's what we're going to go with. It's been kept on ice, it's cold. She'll still do the job, I think. Okay, and we're gonna get us just some different size pieces here. We're gonna start out with three chunks. We may throw a head bait out somewhere else, but that's what we're gonna start out with. Set these guys right here. Okay. It's a medium action Hellcat rod. We got the 9/0 Charlie Brown circle hook, and we got us a fresh piece of cut skipjack here. Fresh as I got right now. I'll try to get some super freshies once we get some rods out, but I want to start fishing, so that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take this one down here to the end, and we got us a little current seam right here, a little eddy where it circles around, so I'm gonna throw this one straight out that way on that seam basically. Alrighty, she on the bottom. She on the bottom now. Now I may not have got her far enough out there, we'll see. If you don't get it far enough out there, it pulls it back in. But I think she looks good. That drag looks good. Maybe loosen it up a little bit. I don't know. Rod holders are stout there, but they need to be a little bit longer so the rods fit down there further. But this is what we're working with, so that's what we're doing. Walk over here and get me another one. Okay. We got the butt piece here. Everybody likes a little tail. All right. This one I'm gonna really try to launch, see how far I can get it. There we go, that was a pretty good distance. She out there now. All right. Put them in our rod holder here. Decent looking drag there. We'll cinch her down a little bit here. All right, that one's in business. Got our final piece here, just a smaller chunk. You never know though. Sometimes a big fish will eat a little bait. We are in a cold front from what it was yesterday. And sometimes those cold fronts, especially if it gets high pressure bluebird skies afterwards, fish will get really inactive. And sometimes you'll have to downsize your presentations. And this right here will help us. Now we're not super bluebird right now, which is good. That would be hurting us. But it is a cold front. And I may have a scale on my tip here. No, it's not. Okay. Gotta make sure those scales are off or you get your heart broken. I'm actually going to stand up on top of this thing just so I can cast this a little further. I want to get this one way out there if I can. All right. I think that one's out there in the danger zone. We cook on with peanut oil now. We got her in the rod holder. We put our clicker on so we hear her pull drag. Okay. The trap has been set. our baits are out. Now we got this scent trail pushing down that channel right there from all this current. And we will bait and weight them. You couldn't pay somebody to tangle up these things sometimes. How bad they get on their own. It's just a mess. Managed to get the old Foley spoon out of there. So what we got here is a traditional Carolina rig that you'd use for catfishing, but it's a trolling sinker. So it's got two swivels on either end. So you got your main line here connected to it, and then your leader line of 17-pound test fluorocarbon on the other end. And we got a 1 5/8 inch chartreuse Foley spoon. And then my braided main line is 15 pounds. So I'm gonna be able to throw this a mile, and you wanna use braid for skipjack because you can set that hook really hard into them. And they're basically mini tarpons, so you gotta drive that hook home. And the braid helps you do that, and it's strong. And then we got our leader here, and then we'll just get to throwing, see if we can catch this one. Oh, we got a fish on, baby. Ooh, he on. We hooked up. There we go. I was trying to go to the bathroom. Heck yeah. Oh, he fighting. He fighting. He feeling like a blue cat. He coming at me now. Let's see what he is here. Laying this by myself gonna be a little tricky. He ate that smaller piece. I don't think he's super big, but he's a puller. They all fun. I don't care what size they are. All right, he coming up here now. Oh, he running off to the right here. He trying to get down these boils. He digging. Oh, he digging. Oh, okay. He fighting. The big channel cat. Oh, it's a nice channel cat. Heck yeah. Look at that. All right. We in business. Oh, he came off. Dang it, I must have had him whisker hooked. Well, that was quick. That was quick. All right. Heck yeah. There's number one with the quick release. Gotta get baited back up now. Decent little chunk here. All right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Danger zone, baby. She in there. Heck yeah. All right. We're gonna tighten that drag down a little bit. Okay, that looks good. There we go. We in business again. We are gonna throw some more cat rods out now. It is time. Nice looking piece right there. That was a bomb. Skipjack just busted right there. Now, you gotta always have you out a double hook rig chunk. We've got all different sizes of bait out there in the water. We want to make sure we have at least a decently large one as well. Now the bigger baits are harder to throw from the bank because one, usually from the bank you got to cast it further, and two, the big baits are heavy and therefore harder to cast. So I'm not going to throw a whole skipjack, but I've got a good hand size piece, and this one's on a heavy action rod. So I've got a little bit more backbone to help me get it out there. And as you can tell, a little bit of a shorter leader than what we usually use, because when you have a shorter leader, this is a lesson from surf casting on the ocean. It throws further because it's not flying around in the air and becoming less aerodynamic. So tie shorter leaders when you're shore fishing. That's a good tip that I've learned over the years. She out there in the danger zone. Probably gonna run 6 rods. Yeah, we're gonna run 6. I take that back. I'm putting out 7. But I'm gonna drop this one straight down here next to this wall and put it in the holder. We're gonna come right here and we're gonna sink it down straight here. It's on the bottom. We're gonna reel up a couple clicks. All right, now it's on bottom. I'm gonna put a little looser drag on it. And this one's just dangling right there. And if we've got any flatheads or anything sitting next to this wall waiting to ambush bait coming around that corner right there in this eddy, we'll have a bait right there on it. We are now in business here at the steam plant. Got our rods positioned out here. They are locked down, no clicker, because we've got rod holders, all circle hooks. And they're just gonna bend it over and set the hook on themselves, or I'm gonna go run and reel down on them. And all this flow though, they should just take it on over. That channel cat slammed the hook on itself. So a decent sized blue or a good flathead will definitely do it too. But we in business here, waiting on a pig. Mr. Casey has arrived. And now maybe if I hook into a giant one, I don't have to climb out on this thing by myself and try to net it. Definitely gets a little hairy here. I've tried to do that before by myself and about fell in.
Working for another 2 months, 3 months, so whatever. There we go.
I got one. There we go. Coming at me. He's a little decenter. Yeah, he was on the bottom. On the bottom. Come here, dude. That's a little better. Okay, we have fresh bait. Yo, he tore some drag too. Definitely a cat. Alrighty.
Pound, I'm guessing right now.
8 pounds. Oh, he's in this one now. This was on that fresh piece. You have to take it sideways. You gotta turn it off, turn it back on. Ooh. Okay.
Mark's on one.
It's a little striper.
Is it?
It's a striper. Yeah,
Nice.
we got us a striper. Heck yeah.
That is not what we thought it was going to be.
No. How about that?
That's dinner size right there.
Yep. He barely hooked too.
No, that's good. That's right through the upper lip. That ain't very hooked. That's good.
There's a net right there.
I'll grab it.
I'm gonna walk around.
Oh, yeah. Keep hitting buttons.
You can just lay on the seat. Be fine. Casey's gonna net this striper.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Need to hang out over the edge here a little bit. Doing something illegal. I'm gonna fall in.
Come on, buddy. Get on up in here. There we go. Oh, another one came up right underneath him.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if the camera got that, but another one was right underneath him.
Trying to get my foot.
How about that? That's a decent little fish. Look at that.
Stone 8 pounder.
Well, you got us a striper.
That's a skinny dude.
That is a skinny striper. Let me get him on the other side because he ain't in the sun. Take a look at that. We got us a striper. That's a nice fish from the bank. Okay.
This little dude, just put him back.
Yeah, go ahead and toss him back in there. Oh. That was actually really graceful. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna throw, that was on that fresh piece too I threw out, fresh head. That striper ate that type of bait right there. Just a head piece from that fresh skipjack we caught. Alrighty. We will continue on. Baiting and waiting after that striper. Forgot how relaxing fishing from the bank is. I might just got hit. He swam upstream with it a little bit. Oh no, there he's still on it. I think he's just swimming up with it. Huh. He ain't on it now. Definitely trying to munch on it though. Hooked up. Oh, more drag. Heck yeah. Oh, he's peeling. All right. Let's see what we got here. Can you point this at me?
Itchy.
Yeah, just hold it like that. Make sure your finger's not in it. There we go. All right. We've got another striper on. This is a good one. He's pulling some line for sure.
Oh, you want me to just get you reeling it in?
Yep. Get the rod coming in. You can probably pan out there if you want to. Oh, this is a good striper. Oh, baby. We hooked up. Oh. He's coming this way. Man, Healing line. Alright, come here, buddy. Come here. Oh, he's getting in my other lines. Alright. He's in that line now. Wonder if I can walk him over here. He's trying to come up over that way. Oh, look at him down there. Another striper.
Yeah.
Chunky fella. He fought for his size. Okay, let's see how we're gonna do this.
I ain't got the fish.
Oh. Okay, I'm gonna walk him this way. I'm probably gonna have to hop down this net. There he is down there, another striper. Okay, let's see how I'm gonna do this. Oh, I just sat on my nuts. Okay. All right. Should be able to get him. Come here, buddy. Come here. Get in this net. Buddy. Come here. Get in this net. Yes, man. Get in the net. Okay, I got him. Alright. He's fat.
Yep.
Okay. We got him. I get back up over here now. That's striper number 2.
Yep.
There's striper number 2 from the bank. Let's see if we can get up this guy right in the corner of that mouth. There we go. Got some nice fish there.
Yep.
Pretty striper. He's a chunky little fella. He's pulled some line in that current. It's fun catching these guys from the bank or really anywhere for sure. And we gonna release them. See you. Thank you.
Yep.
Recommence the big chilling mode. Got my feet propped up. About 7 cut baits out the line. I lost my buddy that was out here though. Nicer older gentleman that helped me film that last striper. I'm gonna try to catch me one more fish before dark, but I'm getting hungry. Either way, it's been a successful evening out here. Got a call from the repair place. The trolling motor's fixed on the boat, and we are back in business. But we just out here enjoying the day how it is. I have not done this in a long time. Just sat here and relaxed with some rods out from the bank. It's starting to get a little cold down here at the steam plant. The sun's going down. I got a little ways to drive home, and I am more hungry than anything. I've already eaten all my food again. But we caught some really nice stripers from the bank. Little channel cat had some dinks from some gar and enjoyed this evening here out on the water here on Watts Bar. It's just a beautiful place. So I'm gonna start packing my stuff up and getting ready to head home. I got a big week ahead with Black Friday and everything. Got a lot of work to get done. Need to edit a video for tomorrow. But if I don't catch anything else, we've had a good time nonetheless. And it's just a beautiful evening out here. We're gonna get these guys reeled up and ready to head on home. That's gonna cap it off for this evening, folks. It's been a cool and brisk fun day out here on Watts Bar. Kingston Steam Plant here in the background. They're pumping out some decently warm water today. There was skipjack in there, striper, catfish, a little bit of everything. Had a good time, and that's how you can catch some fish at a steam plant. What you want to do is catch the freshest bait you can and then bait it up in the current flow where the hot water, or what should be hot water, is discharging out of the plant, because that's where most of the fish are going to be stacked up in. That's the reason why they're there, and you want to put your bait in that area to catch them. So good luck. Hope that helps you out. There's tons of steam plants across the U.S. Great places to fish during the winter and cooler months, and a good time all around. We'll see you.